He's back. What's up, guys? I'm the East Coaster fan. Did you like this Mr. Six puppet? I got it at East Coaster 2 years ago. It's one of my most prized possessions. But today's really exciting, and it's a video I honestly thought I would never make, but I'm really happy to. Six Flags released a video recently with Mr. Six. He's back in the public eye once again. As many of you know who are already subscribed to this YouTube channel know, I am a big Mr. Six fan. In fact, I made a whole video all about him, The Brief History of Mr. Six, which is still my most viewed video on this channel somehow. But over the course of this year, Six Flags has been teasing things regarding a potential return for Mr. Six. At the beginning of the year, they introduced a new ad campaign with the We Like to Party song, which of course is Mr. Six's theme. And then last week, there was a video with the Mr. Six bus and the door opening. But a few days ago, as of the recording of this video, he is finally back. And this was all part of a Fright Fest promotional video, and there are many other channels that cover those types of things, such as Hollywood Studios, for example. But in this video, I want to deep dive into the Mr. Six aspect of it all, and I want to go into what this could mean for Six Flags going forward. But just as a quick reminder, if you're liking what you're seeing so far, be sure to go down and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I post videos like this, vlogs, the Coaster Life podcast, all sorts of content, all themed around roller coasters and amusement parks. But back to what we were talking about before. This guy. In case you have no idea who Mr. Six is, or didn't grow up on him, I'll give a brief introduction. Mr. Six was a mascot character for Six Flags in the early 2000s. He was featured in his own set of commercials with the tagline, "It's Playtime." He disappeared and then came back again as part of the More Flags, More Fun campaign, but Mr. Six hasn't been seen publicly since about 2010. That was the last time he was in a commercial. Now, he was also present in the new for, I believe, 2017 Attractions video with John Duffy, the CEO at the time, but that was just a bobblehead version of him. So if you're really going back, 2010 is really the last time you saw him in public. So if you're really tracing back to when Mr. Six the character was last seen, it was 2010. But Mr. Six has still been parodied in all sorts of things, like SNL recently, for example. So I might be biased because I'm a big Mr. Six fan, but I think it's a really cool move to bring him back. And I think now's like the best time to bring him back, because in the age of like online TikTok style videos where people remix songs, We Like to Party is a great one for that. And like I said in the Brief History video at the time, We Like to Party is sort of the Six Flags theme song to most people. When they listen to it on the radio, they'll think, oh, that's Six Flags, that's the Six Flags song. So I'm really excited to see him back. But what I want to do now is look more into the video that was released by Six Flags. So if you look carefully in the video they released, you can actually tell it was filmed at Six Flags Great Adventure, which is really cool. Most of the Mr. Six commercials back in the day were filmed at Magic Mountain, so it's cool seeing one actually filmed at Great Adventure for a change. And how can I tell that it's Great Adventure? Well, the coaster enthusiast eyes in me can see Sky Screamer, as well as the Johnny Rockets in the background. And Mr. Six himself is dancing in front of the central fountain that's in that area as well. So the next time you're walking around Six Flags Great Adventure, you can look at that pathway and say, hey, Mr. Six was right here. But of course, Mr. Six does what he does best, and that's dance. So once again, he dances along to the We Like to Party song, of course. But I do want to pause on his appearance real quick. So in case you don't know, Mr. Six is not an actual old man. It's someone in old person makeup. And back then it was played by a guy named Danny Thiessen, who's like this big choreographer guy. Now it's kind of hard to tell if this is him again or not. I looked at this video a bunch of times and I still can't figure it out. But the makeup does look slightly different from what it was back in the 2000s. So I'm not sure if it's because it's the same guy from before but aged up, so the makeup's a little bit different, or maybe they're just not used to doing this makeup since it's been a really long time. So I will say I don't think the makeup is as good as it was in the 2000s, but it's a start. But then as he dances along, it gets pretty dark. He suddenly gets hit by his own Mr. Six bus. And that's the last shot you see of Mr. Six for a while in this video, until the very end, where you see him laying face first on the ground until he moves slightly, and that's like the teaser. So again, this is the first video we've seen of Mr. Six in so long, but again, the ending's a bit of a cliffhanger. Is Mr. Six going to be undead during Fright Fest? Is he gonna be the new, like, guy in charge instead of Dr. Fright? Are they gonna be teaming up? What is going on? We'll just have to wait and see, and again, it's a cliffhanger. I expect more information to be released as we get closer to Fright Fest. So my dreams of Mr. Six finally coming back at the end of that brief history video have finally come true. But I want to end off on one more thing, and that is, what is the future of Mr. Six? Obviously he was hit by his own bus, but is he going to be a character only during Fright Fest? I know some people were thinking that Mr. Six was going to get his own house, but they're leaning more towards movie IP houses this year at Fright Fest. He could be a walk-around scare actor, that would be really cool, although I have a feeling a lot of people are going to want to take pictures with him. Or is he going to extend past Fright Fest and start advertising other things in Six Flags? I mean, Holiday in the Park's coming up, it would be cool to see him do that. But now more than ever, the future of Mr. Six is looking brighter than ever, and I am so freaking happy. What do you say, Mr. Six?